Alright, welcome back to my best attempt at good choices. I'm just enjoying the Automate Your Network series, and I feel like I'm almost at a point to where we can start actually reading the content in the book and setting up that modern network development lifestyle, but the content in chapter 6. I've read up until chapter 6. I want to finish this out, so I'm just going to spend some time now doing that. So it might be another video like the last one where I'm just kind of working for a bit, but I should be able to get everything finished up right here, right now. So you can see I've got the Cisco's that I want to swap these out with. I've got them down here. They do have interfaces, I believe. I really don't know what happened to these interfaces, but sometimes it's just as easy as swapping it out for another. And I've got a bunch of extra windows open, so I'll close those. All right, and then we'll take a look at one of these problematic devices that doesn't have the interfaces next to one of these that I'm gonna swap it out with. So you see already in the boot up information there's nothing about the devices. And then if I do a show interface description on it, we don't have any devices. Here we can see we've got some devices listed. If I do a show interface description, then we've got devices there. So we got interfaces. So let's before I do this, see if I can save myself some time. And let's go to configure. We'll go to network. Okay, so we've got parallel virtualized network interfaces. Let's see what kind of interfaces we have here. Okay, so we've got Ethernet 1000. So let's try just changing the interface type. And if that fixed the issue, then I saved myself a lot of time. Okay, so now we've got different interfaces on here. I guess I might as well just reboot them just to be extra sure. I'm not sure if just on the fly I can do that. Okay, so hopefully things will be better now. Okay, so now we do have those interfaces. We just needed to switch out the network module. So all of these can be deleted now. All right, and then these 4 are now good to go. So we do need to configure them now for remote management. Right now we're accessing them through a console line, so we want to be able to access it remotely using the VTY line. So we don't have a dedicated management port on these. So we'll have to set up a management port on its own. So I believe it's port 0. Okay, it looks like GI03 is what's plugged into the out of band switch. Okay, so let's set that up. So your terminal interface GI03 description management IP address DHCP and let's client ID. I don't know what this means. I do want. I'm wondering if this is to enable DHCP 12 because I do want DHCP 12. So let's do it this way with all this extra stuff. I'm not sure what it does, but I have a feeling it has something to do with DHCP 12, which I do want to be enabled. Okay, and then I think yeah, I want to create a VRF as well. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'm not exactly sure what to do on these Ciscos. These Ciscos are like pretty annoying. It's a lot more straightforward on the other devices. So let's see here. So now we need to assign it to the VRF, and it might give error messages. Okay, there you go. No error messages. So hopefully this is fine. So I don't see an IP address yet. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't see any IPs. Oh, maybe I didn't set it to DHCP. Okay, so we gotta enable IPv4 on the VRF. Which I'm just guessing. I don't even know if that's it or not. Okay, so we've got to try to enable a, so let's see here, address family mode. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. I can feed it to the AI for help, which is awesome that I can do that. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I did it, so that's fine. Yeah, we got an IP. There we go. There you go. So we got a DHCP IP address. So let's look at the DHCP address. Make sure we're getting the option 12 host name. So we have to look at the leases file. Okay, so I believe this is the file here. Alright, so we've got a number of ones showing up. So we're looking for int access01, and there we go. We got it right there with the 188. So let's move on to the next one. Make sure I got a copy run start on there. Before we move on, let's make sure I can SSH to it. And I don't think I can because I have a login local and I have no password set. But it should be, I want to set it up for public key authentication. Okay, so yeah, I might have to have a conversation with the AI about that. Right now, let's just try to get in through SSH. Okay, so we've got a connection refused. That means that SSH is not set up, or it could mean a firewall is blocking the connection. It could mean a few things, but the most common thing that it means is that the SSH server is not running. Okay, so we do have on line VTY transport input SSH. We have no login, so let's try login local. Okay, so we still have a connection refused, even though I changed it to login local. Now, I thought there was like a service. I don't remember. I think it's time to go for the. There's a security. Authentication. Oh, this is just for like logging stuff. Alright, that's just for like defining the. Yeah. Alright, so there we go. That's the connection refused. Alright, so let me think here. Okay, I think it's time to go for the AI. That just makes the most sense. Tell me how to set up SSH on a Cisco iOS router. Yeah, I've done all this. Yep, did that. Did that. I did that, but okay, so I did all that, or like not the password part. So like I want it to authenticate through public key. Like, can I do that, or do I have to use a password? Okay, how do I do that? Oh, man, that's annoying. Why do they gotta make everything so much harder than it has to be? Well, you have to change it to authentication mode EAP? That's absurd. Why does it have to be that? Extensible authentication pro. Why do you have to do? See, this is what like. I'm sorry. You don't have to call it the extensible authentication protocol. You can just call it what it is: key-based authentication, or like RSA, public key authentication. Like, why do they have to call it something that it's not? Oh my god, that's really frustrating. I'm sorry. I'm like gonna cry. I'm broken as a person. My spirit's broken. I'm gonna be living off the land from now on, I guess. Get back to the roots. Oh, I don't even have RSA keys? I thought I did. Okay, maybe I didn't do that part. Let's just go through the basic steps. So we do have a host name. So I think we have a domain name, but we'll do that anyway. Yeah, when I first started as a in this career, I only knew Cisco. It took me like a while to like really start to dig into like other vendors, and it's just like there's not like that's the whole thing with networking. Like that's why it's still its own thing, and it's not just like what developers do. It's like it's not just like another function of like a developer. Like you need like a network engineer because like everything's so like different and unstandardized, and you can't just do it the way you would do it like for other things. Anyway, let's see if this is working now. Man, this is really frustrating. Oh, and I set the username incorrectly. This is a big one too. If you're in Cisco, do not put an extra space at the end like that, because that will make it so that you have to include that space every time, which will, it's not the, especially for a password. Like I've seen that happen, and that's bad. Don't do that. All right, so now the public key gets pasted in there. All right, looks good to me. Okay. That's so cool that like, see, this is why like I've been trying to do this for years. Oh. Oh, key string. But it's like you can't just do it because like you need so much. Wait, what? Oh, you have to paste in. Okay. Oh, okay. So see when I did the exit, it took me. So right now I'm in public key dash user mode. If I do a question mark, I can do a key string, and this will be to paste in the key data. So now it puts me in data mode. So now the key data would be there. So I'm trying to paste it in, but there's an issue. So usually I need to paste it in from like here, but let's just try it like this. I got to get the syntax right. Okay, so that wasn't right. Let's try it. Let's try it with the key hash. Oh, we'd have no. That's not right. Key string. Okay, so we'll try it with. We'll have to try a number of different methods. Let's try it like this. Now, one thing we can see is it looks like it's not pasting the whole thing in. Yeah. So there's some issue where yeah, it just won't paste in this whole thing. Yeah, see how the end of the line ends at LK? So it looks like there's some maximum. So maybe I can load it in from a file or something and then put the file on there. So no, it looks like so here's the key data to append to the parse buffer. Yeah, so it has to be able to get I have to paste in the whole thing, and it looks like there's an issue on here where I'm not able to paste it in all the way. So one thing I might try is let's try enabling it with a password, and then go in and see if I can use a terminal that allows for that is better than this one, and where I can paste the full key in. But I will take a quick break. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's keep going. So I've got everything pretty well set up on this device here. The only thing is I can't paste in the key string, probably because the buffer I have to paste it into is not big enough because of this terminal that I'm using. So one thing I can try to do is to enable the I can enable so we've got login local enabled now, but I can set a password on it, and then get in through the password and see if I can paste in better that way. So let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna give a unencrypted password, and it's gonna be password. All right, so now I should be able to get in through SSH. Okay, and now hopefully I can paste in a big, a more of that key. Oops, I gotta set the enable password as well. So I'll just give it level 15, and then that'll solve that issue. There, now I'm directly in privileged exec mode. Okay, so now let's see if I can set that up the way I want. Now the other thing with this is we don't have, you know what, we can get the key. We don't have a shared clipboard, but we can get the key still. So if I open a new terminal, and then I go into another device, let's go into floor 1 dist 01. So SSH gposh at floor 1 dist 01. Should work, right? Oh, it is working. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so now we can get the key from the show run here. Yeah, so the key is right there. And we should be good to go. Okay, so we're configuring this one. And there we go. We've got a better terminal to use. So we've just got one step now. One final step remaining. So line VTY 0 through 4. See, you know, before ChatGPT, you'd be spending all your time on forums trying to find a person to help you. Stack Overflow, Reddit, and you would never get an answer like this. It's just, what a world. So, okay, so it looks like there is one more command I need to enter. Activation character. No. Alright, so let me try it. Let me try it now. And I don't think DNS will work for this one. We can try it. Okay, so yeah, that looks good. Oh, you know what? Everything's good to go. It went through public key. So I guess the only thing that's left to do is to just get rid of that password on it, because that's a security risk. Not sure why it takes so long for it to log in. I have a feeling it's because it takes forever for it to resolve in DNS. but let's remove this password here. There we go. Looks good to me. Okay, so this one is now good to go. This other one will time out because we don't have that set up yet, so let's work on setting that up. Why does it say that it's a chain? I've never heard that called a chain before. Alright, and then... Okay, that looks good to me, so let's get in there now. Oh, I forgot to do the interface. Or I forgot to do the VRF as well. I don't know if I need that. Oh. Okay, so yeah, so we're in now. So now we need to take advantage of that better buffer. There you go. This is the money shot. um, oh, it looks like it abbreviated it. Let me try. I think I'm gonna do it differently than that. I wish these had a better border around them. It's probably under colors here. I don't see anything about borders. There we go. Oops. So that won't be accepted because I. Oh, maybe it will. Testing 1, 2. I should probably do a mic check. All right, let me do a mic check. Mic check 1, 2. Looks good. All right, so there we go. Okay, so that's the goal. So let's test that. Actually, and let's kill the password. Okay, so now key. I'm gonna do this this way. When you test that you've got connectivity after you've changed it, so like we disabled the password, so this is dead. This is dead. Like the entry point, like I got in, but I can't get out. They closed the door and they locked it on me. So stay here when you test. Open a new terminal and then test through that new terminal, because if it went wrong, now we've still got access established. So don't exit out of here and then test access, because the door's locked. So you no longer have that way to get back in. So like when you've got a person on the inside, maintain that connection. Is like you've got a spy or whatever in your device, and that's you. Don't lock yourself out, because if it just so happens that something was cataclysmically configured incorrectly and now you just can't get in at all, well, now you can just go back to your session that's persistent, that you're already in. If you were to kill this section and you completely accidentally bricked external access to the device, you're just out of the water unless you've got console access. So when you mess around with stuff like this, make sure that you've always got a connection just sitting there hanging, because you could potentially just completely lock yourself out of the device. And if you've already got connection, no matter what you do, change the password, delete the user account it's on, anything like that, for that session, you'll still be able to use all the permissions that you had when you first established the session, even if the permissions were removed while you're on the session. So never ever exit out of a session like this until you're certain that you can get in another way. So now I can get out of here just fine, because as I see, I've established it correctly there. Alright, so now we've got 2 more devices to get to, so let's move on to those. Okay, so 2 more devices over here. Yeah. Okay, now I gotta think here about something. What do I gotta think about? Oh, right. Okay, so no, can't let's see here. Oh, I forgot to no shut it. It's always when it's an easy problem, it's an easy solution. When it's a simple airheaded mistake, it's a simple airheaded correction. Yep, so now we got a DHCP address. DNS should be working, hopefully. Yep, so there we go. We'll have to feed it the password. Alright, and then we'll disable password authentication. Okay. Looks good to me. Okay, so then, yeah, and that's all there is to it. Oh, getting rid of the password. So, and I'm gonna reiterate this. So I go to uposh, and then I go to no password, and then what do? I just stay here because I can do anything that I want. I can do end, I can do config mode again, I can change that. That's because when this session was established, the settings are checked during the establishment, and then they aren't changed in real time on the settings. So if something goes wrong in all this stuff, and I locked myself out, oh, no password, but this didn't go right, I can't get in with a public key either, I'm just completely out of the device completely unless I stay in this shell here until I know that it's safe to exit it. So I'm going to abide by that good habit, and then verify that everything's all set in a separate shell. All right, and everything's good to go. So now I can safely log out of this one without concerning myself about not being able to get back in. Okay, so we got one more of these Cisco devices left. Okay, one more of the Cisco devices left. So let's open it up. There we go. Oh, we actually do need a password. Alright, so now I can exit. Now, this is just my council session, so the same rules of safety don't really apply to this because it's an out of band connection. In band and out band are kind of like strange terms because it just kind of depends on the perspective of like your traffic. It's the vantage point determines whether or not it's in and out of band. It's like whether something on the left or the right depends on what you're looking at. Okay, so let's get into X's 2, and we'll have to feed it a password. Okay, so now let's get rid of the password. And see how I can do that and not affect my session. But if I were to log out now, I could not get back in. So that's the other thing is you probably shouldn't do this as the first thing. You should leave this at the very end until after you test it to do it that way. It's just really important to be absolutely meticulous and take every precaution that you can when it comes to working on live equipment because rolling someone out is really inconvenient for them usually. And sometimes it has to be, sometimes you're the one who has to go out and get to it. Okay, and then I'm gonna test it before exiting out of this because if there's something wrong, then I don't have to try to get back in, and then potentially not have the means to do so. Okay, so everything looks perfect. So that's for these 4 devices. Let's see how long that took me. That took me almost an hour, which is kind of sad. Um, so we've got these 4 devices left. Let's try. Oh, and the problem with these is I can't get into them because like the password is not set right. Like maybe I changed it, but the password that was in the that was given with it, I tried numerous times and I couldn't get it to work. So let me try dropping a new one of these devices. These are Cumulus Linux devices. Okay, and let's see if I can if I have a better experience with this. Okay, and while this is going, I guess what we can try to do is to get into every other part of the network. So don't need this. Don't need this. I'm paranoid about doing copy run starts Okay, so let's just see one by one if I can get into everything. Oh, okay, well that's a problem. Huh. Oh, right, because those are the ones that don't send it via DNS, uh, via option 12. Yeah, uh, they don't send their host name through a DHCP, so dynamic DNS doesn't know how to resolve it because it doesn't have the host name. It gets that through DHCP option 12. Okay, but this one works. So I knew about that problem already. It sucks. But these are good. I think these two will be good. These two need work. There's probably a way to just enable it, hopefully. Alright, this one looks good. And now the Cumulus ones, of course, aren't going to work. I mean, I can try. What is it? LS CML 01? That it's not going to resolve in DNS. I think I just have to give up on these Cumulus ones. Just use a different kind of device. So this is a distribution switch in 9K 01. I could use like Aristas or I don't know. Okay, so we got a problem with this. I thought I had this set up. Um, yeah, I think there's a DNS issue. It's not resolving. It's not resolving. So it could be a DHCP option 12 with this as well. I mean, that's just for this device getting DNS. I want this device here to have DNS for this. Let's take a look at the leases file. Oh, we'll have to take a look at it over here. Okay, so this is for Yeah, see, it's not sending its host name. Not all of these have DHCP option 12. It looks like, unfortunately. Ah, that's so frustrating. Oh, roll back to default. That is too bad. Okay, well, I mean, the good news is we've got all of those four, but so we're almost there. Now the thing is that's interesting is these are Nexus devices. I thought these were Nexuses as well. Am I wrong about that? No, these are the Aristas. The Aristas are nice. I like Aristas. So yeah, these are the Aristas. These are the Nexuses. Um, Nexuses don't have option 12. I mean, they have ZTP. Uh, yeah, so unfortunately, it looks like none of the devices in the data center are going to be ready to go. Okay, so next is the core devices, and then all of these devices. Okay, so the core devices. Now these are the Nexuses, so it's probably the same deal with these where there's no option 12 for DHCP. Well, that's too bad. I might have to scrap those. Oops. I'm not sure if it's case sensitive or not. I don't think it is. It is case. It looks like it probably is case sensitive. So these must be 9Ks as well. Oh, these are the Arubas, I think. Are they Aristas? They're EOS. Oh, these are extremes, I think. think they're it's their EOS. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, they okay. Well, these are the Aristas, so I'm surprised these aren't working. I think they're not. Oh, these haven't been configured yet. Yeah, there's no. Okay. I'm not sure if I need that DHCP relay command there. Let's see if this works. Okay, yeah, it works. I don't think I needed that command. Perfect. Um, there's an issue here. Oh, have a typo. There we go. Looks good to me. Oh, this cumulus is ready now. Yeah, it's just busted. I have to use different devices. Okay, and then we've got the WAN distributions one done, and I think I'll end it there. Made a lot of good progress. Right now, we're just trying to establish connectivity to each device so that we can run Ansible against them and do things in that modern way. Okay, so now it's the WAN dist one. Okay, and I had that one good to go already. Okay, and then we'll try dist 2. And dist 2 looks like it's good to go as well. Looks good. Okay, so we've got access to just about everything. The Nexus devices looks like they don't have DHCP12. We know that the Arubas don't have DHCP12, but we have established to all the Aristas and the Ciscos. The firewalls, I'm not sure about those. Kind of not even really thinking about those right now. So I see there is a way. Oh, right. I remember we looked around on those, and there's options here that are missing. I think they have to be configured through the web. So we can definitely do that, but right now I'm just focusing on the easier devices first, and then just kind of figuring out where I need to make different choices. I think here I definitely need to swap these out. I'm tempted to swap them out for Aristas just because those are so easy to work with. So I think I might do that. I'm gonna swap them out for Aristas. But yeah, I want to figure out the. Let me ask the Nexus. Okay, so on Nexus devices, can they be configured to hand out DHCP option 12? Oh. What about. So I don't mean as a server, I mean when Cisco Nexus devices get DHCP, do they also send their host name to the DHCP server? Right. Yeah. And we did that and we saw that it did not. What command do I use to enable a Nexus device to Send option 12. All right, let's try it. Oh. Ah, shoot. Um. Hmm. Man, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't have that. All right, so yeah, I guess I just don't see it. Let's do a show version, and then let's try to get the official documentation for this. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's not the full image. Yeah, it's this is a demo. This is a stripped down demo version. It probably can't do that much. So I think I gotta just swap these out as well. Probably. I mean, I should just use the Aristus for it. You know what I could do? I could use the junipers for these. I just like the juniper images as well, so I think I'm gonna swap probably these out here for the junipers, and then I'm gonna put aristas here. And unfortunately I can't use the Nexus. The only Cisco I can use are these here. So yeah, I'd love to use the Nexus, but I just don't have the images for it. So I'm gonna use the junipers for these, and then for these probably the Arista. But for now, this video is kind of long, so that'll be in another video. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.